My 26 female boyfriend, 26 male, of 3 years abruptly dumped me via text message because of someone else's Facebook. June 16th, 2014. A few minutes ago, my boyfriend of 3 years dumped me via text. It really shocked me, and his reasoning was that he found a Facebook profile that was apparently mine. It's not, and that I was a lying bitch who plays games, and that we were done. This completely came out of left field. Last we spoke, which was not even 2 hours ago, everything seemed fine. I'm a few hours away at the moment because I was visiting my family for Father's Day. Also, I have been helping my dad because a car accident has left him disabled. It's really been hard for him, so I decided to spend a weekend with him. My boyfriend had to stay behind because of work. My phone was on vibrate, and I woke up to it vibrating somewhere in my room. He called twice in a row, which is a little unusual, so I tried to call him. A part of me was worried that something bad happened because he never just calls seconds apart. He forwarded my call to voicemail after one ring, and then I got a string of enraged texts. First was a picture of a profile of some woman who shares my name, and the rest were filled with anger. How I, quote, played him for a fool, and that he was done playing games. Firstly, the woman in the pic looks nothing like me. She has black hair and blue eyes. I have auburn hair and green eyes. I also have a beauty mark above my lip on the left-hand side, and this woman has nothing. My boyfriend blocked my number, Facebook, and all that lovely stuff, and I am at a loss. This is all very sudden, and all I feel is anger and pain. I don't want my dad to hear me crying. He has enough on his plate to deal with. A little background. My boyfriend cheated on me a few months into the relationship, and I didn't learn about it until a year later. I ended up forgiving him, and things seemed fine. He was remorseful, and did his damnedest to regain my trust. I can't help but wonder if he did this because he did something wrong, and wants an excuse for it, or he wanted to dump me in order for him to cheat without, quote, cheating. Tomorrow is his birthday, too. I wonder if he wants to be free for that day. It just makes me cry. I won't be taking him back. No way in hell. He's living in my house, nothing in his name. He can fuck off. Right now, I'm kind of shattered at the moment because I invested so much time and emotion in this person. I forgave him when he cheated on me, and now he's pulling random Facebook profiles out of his ass to use to break up with me and say that I'm the shady one. What can I do to help myself? I'm really at a loss right now. Thank you. Update. June 17th, 2014. Myself and 6 other people went to my house this morning, including my brothers and lawyer uncle. My ex was sitting in his computer room playing LOL, seemingly oblivious that I came home and anyone had entered the room. I promptly tapped him on the shoulder and asked him to turn off the game and pack his stuff. He shrugged my hand off and continued to talk to his teammates through what I assume was Skype or TeamSpeak. My patience for his BS is in the negative, so I bent down and unplugged the surge protector from the wall. My ex flung the headset that I bought him off of his head and it bounced off his monitor. He stood up screaming how that was a ranked game and that I was fucking up his stats or whatever he was foaming about. My brother stepped between us and told him that he had 10 minutes to pack his things and only his things before we called the cops to have him removed. We all stepped out of the room and watched him unplug his computer and neatly stack his stuff. He tried to take my Ethernet cable and I was like, nuh-uh. A friend brought in a box and we watched him go through the house taking the seldom things he owned, all the while texting away on his phone. It turns out he was saying some ugly things on his Facebook, but whatever. That is childish stuff and water off a duck's ass to me. He tossed the box of clothes, sneakers, and DVDs/console games into the back seat of his shitty 1995 Honda, and then made it a process to take his computer out. He was more concerned his LOL game and his computer than me. He didn't make eye contact or speak to me. There was just an air of hostility that I can't even explain. I can't comprehend how someone could just suddenly hold such animosity towards someone they apparently loved. I sat on the stairs watching him go back and forth. My friend Jess recording the whole process on her cell phone just in case. She's pretty clever, LOL. It was really hard. I felt anger brewing under the indifferent exterior I was showing. A part of me wanted to throw an egg at the back of his smug head, but I knew that isn't worth it. He isn't worth any energy, negative or positive. The whole process took about 15 minutes, and we all watched on my lawn as he drove away. My uncle gave a big hug and left, and the rest of us ate pizza and watched some TV. As uneventful as it was, the whole experience was draining. It's easy when there are people around to talk and occupy my mind, but when I'm alone, what he did keeps popping into my head and I start to get anxious. I tossed all of my bedding and sprayed my couches and chairs with deodorizer in the lame attempt of exorcising whatever foul things he may have done. I know, irrational, LOL. Today I'm going to be heading to Bed Bath & Beyond to buy some new bedding and treat myself. I realized that being with him, I didn't really love myself. I was too preoccupied with appeasing him. Any action I took in spoiling myself, whether it be new clothes, a game, or makeup, was met with suspicion. It was all in his whacked out head. Being alone after being in a relationship for such a long period of time is daunting, I know. I'll be fine, if not awesome, after getting that cancer out of my life. I had to set up a rule with my friends and family not to talk about him to me, because a friend texted how he was flooding his Facebook with pictures of himself, smiling and being happy. I don't want to hear it. If he's happy that he's a resident of his mom's basement and cheats on good women with gutter scum, then so be it. In the end, whether it be 6 months from now, a year, 5 years, whatever, something in his brain will click, and he will realize the massive fuck-up he did in the last few days. As crappy as it sounds, I hope it makes him miserable. I will be changing my locks despite taking his copy of keys, and I think I will add extra security, just in case. When he was a teen, he vandalized houses of people he didn't like, and judging from his behavior, I wouldn't put him past him to do it again. Also, I'm going to the doctor tomorrow to get tests done. I don't feel anything wrong, but I won't be taking any chances. This whole thing has been a life experience. He hasn't ruined any future relationships for me. He did me a favor to up my standards and reinforce my self-worth. I know what to look for now, and I know what kind of person I deserve.